we've got a member from Australia. She's got 2 dogs. Both of them were reactive, barking and lunging at other dogs, people outside the house, wildlife. And when she joined the program, she said that if this didn't work, she would have to rehome one of her dogs. The reason she said that is because prior to joining the program, she had worked with the trainer in person. And for those of you who might be unaware, in Australia, Australia has been completely taken over by the force-free, positive-only movement. And the trainer she went to go see was very much in line in accordance with that, right? And after working with the trainer had told her that her dogs were incompatible, that they could never be walked together. And so when she joined the program, we fixed her dog's reactivity, we get them both off-leash trained. Her dogs are now able to go off-leash walks at the beach, go play at the park. They're doing fantastic. The reason I bring this up is because had she listened to the first trainer, the expert, the professional, the authority, she probably wouldn't have one of her dogs right now. And I was just thinking, like a few months ago, I was at the Dylan Jones seminar. For those that don't know, Dylan Jones, excellent trainer. He put together a 3-day seminar workshop about training shelter dogs. And one of the points he made at the seminar was the danger of misdiagnosing dogs and how dangerous that can be for the dog. Just to give an example, I remember one of the days at the seminar, he pulled up a bunch of videos to play and then have us discuss it, you know? And there's like 50 people there at the seminar. And I remember he pulled up this one video on Instagram. So this one Instagram trainer, she's a, trainer, psychologist, behaviorist, and she basically reacts to videos like on Instagram, right? Gives her diagnosis. And he pulls up this video in front of everyone, and we all watch it. The first 10 seconds of the video, you see the clip in question, right? It's this recording, and the shelter worker is trying to get this dog out of the kennel. Right? Dog is jumping at the kennel, barking. She gets the slip lead around it, gets the dog out. Dog is jumping on her, biting at her sleeves, biting at the leash, like all of this stuff, right? And then they go out. The whole clip is only like 10, 15 seconds. And I remember seeing that and being like, okay, got it. And then the clip cuts to now our trainer's review of the footage, right? The diagnosis. And I remember like listening to the trainer's diagnosis, talking about how this dog is aggressive and this dog is unsafe to be around children, and just gives her whole spiel, right? And I remember sitting there like, what? Like, did we even look at the same thing? Like, like, maybe I need to go rewatch that. Like, did I even see the same thing? And the reason Dylan brought this up is just so we could all see it and discuss it. And I look around, everybody else is thinking the same thing. We're like, what? What is even going on? It was clear to me and everybody else that this dog was clearly just pent up, excited, like just doesn't know what to do with it. Like he's going outside for like the first time, like the one time he gets a day. Like he doesn't know what to do, right? He doesn't know how to contain himself, right? And this trainer so easily put these labels on this dog in this really short 10, 15 second clip. I don't know how you could have possibly came to those conclusions based on that clip. And the reason Dylan brought it up was because he wanted to discuss the dangers of mislabeling or misdiagnosing dogs, right? He gave a story like, I remember this is, I might be getting some of the details wrong, but he told the story about how there was this one dog at the shelter, labeled aggressive. Shelter staff, everybody's afraid to take him out, right? Dylan talks to the staff. He sees it. He's like, yeah. He sees the dog. He's like, yeah. Okay, cool. Goes to his car, grabs a tug toy, pulls up to the kennel. Dog is barking aggressively. Looks scary. Like, if you don't know what you're looking at, it could look scary for sure. Dylan gets the leash around the dog, presents the tug toy. Dog latches on, and they play their way out of the facility. Dog wasn't aggressive at all, right? Just pent up, just excited. And he ended up adopting that dog, right? But not all dogs are that lucky. What happens if a trainer comes in, the authority, the expert comes in, and they label that dog aggressive, unsafe to be around children? That's it. That's it. That's the end of the line. And I was just thinking about, like, how crazy that, like, how many dogs and owners have been hurt by just poor advice from the trainer, right? And it might sound like I'm trying to pick on the positive only people. I'm not. Like, it happens on both sides. Like, I remember I was at a Larry Crone seminar, and Larry and Dylan, like, they're always talking about like these evil people out there, evil trainers who are like doing terrible things to dogs, like, and like I always hear them talk about it, and I was like, are they real? Like, is that really happening? Like, are they really doing that? Or are you just imagining? Are these just like imaginary bad guys that they've got in their mind? Because again, I don't see it, right? But probably because I'm not out looking for it. And I remember I was at the Larry Crone seminar, and he's telling his stories and stuff like that, and he was telling a story about this one trainer who he just like absolutely despises, and again, I'm like sitting in there and I'm like thinking, like, is that like real, And then one of the people at the seminar in the audience was there, and she was like, when I started training, I worked at his facility. So the trainer in question owns a very well-known, very established balance training franchise across the United States. And one of the people at the seminar was like, yeah, I actually worked with them. When I was first started training, I worked at one of their locations. And he was there one of the days teaching us how to train distance commands, right? And distance commands, for those of you who don't know, it's when your dog is away from you and you tell your dog to do something, you tell them to down, and then they down, even at a distance far away from you, right? And she said, like, I'll never forget this. To train distance commands, he put the dog behind a fence, steps away, gives the command, stims him on the e-collar, and then if they fail to hit the command, they dial it up. Repeat the command, stim, until they're at the highest level. And she was saying, like I remember seeing that. And like, the dog is like screaming behind the fence, because they don't know what's going on. Like distance commands are a little bit of a weird one for most dogs. Like, it's a different context, it's new, they don't quite understand it in this way. It's a little confusing. And so she was saying, like, for minutes, like that was just the process. That was the standard, way to go about it. And I remember hearing that, like, what? Like, who does that? There's so many ways to train distance commands. Like, who would pick that way? And like, it was just one of those moments. Again, like, just kind of tying it all back. these things, and there's so many examples. Like I remember we have this one member who joined. Her dog was reactive. She said before she joined, she worked with the trainer. The trainer had her get down and bark at her dog. You can't even make this up. Like all types of crazy stuff. Like I had this one client who her dog was like compulsively barking at everything. We met up and we went for a walk, and like for the whole 30 minutes her dog was barking. Like literally every 15 seconds her dog was just constantly barking at anything. Leaf, dog, person, sound, smell, like anything, just barking nonstop the whole walk. Compulsively. A very interesting problem. But I asked, like, what have you done to like try to fix this? And she said that they had been training with this trainer every week for 2 years. 2 years. And I remember hearing that, like, being like, what the? And then I was like, okay, I followed up with, okay, well, what does that trainer have, like, what have you been doing? What does the trainer have you do? And they just showed me. They're like, okay, well, you know, when she barks and then she's quiet, we reward her with food when she's quiet. If we see something that she might bark at, we distract her with the food, and then we toss it on the floor for her to engage with. And like, I'm like, okay, like clearly that's not working because you've been doing it for 2 years. And then they ended up going forward with the training. We met up for the first session. And then at the first session, I just explained why I think she barks. Like, I think she barks. It's self-reinforcing at this point. She likes it, likes barking. And I think that what you've been doing hasn't been working because she likes being quiet for the food, but then she also likes barking. She likes both. Both are reinforcing. So she'll just do whatever one she wants to do in the moment. And they're like, yeah, like that makes sense. Like that would make sense. Like why? That's why, you know, when she's barking at something, she won't take the food. But when she's quiet, she will. I'm like, yeah, because she likes both, you know? She'll just do whichever one. And then I was like, all right, here's my plan. We're going to teach her to not bark. That's it. We're just going to tell her to stop barking. We're going to punish the barking. That's it. And then they were like, okay, well, that makes sense. And she likes barking. We're going to tell her that the barking is now bad. And I'm like, yeah. And then we did it. And I'm not even joking. We punished the barking twice. Twice. That's it. And after that session, it never returned. That behavior never returned. Not even in the car, not even at home, not even outside on walks around the neighborhood. In one session, we completely ended it. A behavior that she'd been rehearsing for 2 years, a behavior that they've been trying to fix for 2 years. And you might be thinking like what were they doing? Like, what were they thinking? You know, why were they doing that for 2 years? It's because the trainer that they worked with was the positive only force. It's like, oh, dog training is a long journey. It's a lifelong journey, and we have to be incredibly patient, understanding with our dog and their feelings, and we have to show her what we want. We don't want to tell her what we don't want. And I was like, it's all that type of stuff. And like, they're good owners. That's the thing. They're good owners. They're like, okay, like, got it. Like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Like, you're the authority here. Like, you're the expert. I'm going to do it. I'm going to trust you. Just like, that guy was like actually mind blowing. Like getting hosed for 2 years, like paying this trainer money. Imagine, like, just absolutely ridiculous, right? But the reason why I'm telling all this, the reason for the title of the video, Don't Trust Your Dog Trainer, is because you watching this video right now, if you've got a dog with a problem and you're looking and you're doing the right thing by looking to trainers for guidance, as humans, when we're faced with a problem that we don't quite understand in an area that we're unfamiliar with, we often we look to the experts for guidance, for help, right? But it's very important that you don't go into it blindly. You don't just accept what the professional authority figure tells you and just accept it as truth take what they say at face value. You have to come into it open, willing to learn, but also critical, observant. You can never just outsource your thinking completely. It's dangerous to do that because all of these experts are just people. They're just people. And this goes for me too, right? So like, that's why like in my videos, they're so long. Like, it's because I don't want to just tell you what to do. Here's how to train your dog's recall. Like, no, I'll explain why I do it. I'll explain why I do it this way. I'll explain how I do it. I'll explain why I do it this way, why I think it's better than this way. I'll explain why. I'll show you my thinking, and then I'll show you how to do it. That way you can see my thinking. Do you agree with it? Is there something that you don't agree with? Is there something you want to challenge me on? Is there a question that you have, an unknown? You see, if you agree with it, then you can do it. But if you disagree with it, then you can find something else that you agree with, you see? But at least the thinking is all laid out. That's why I try to be open with it. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, is this the best way to train? I don't know. I don't know. I think it, like, as far as, out of everything I've done, this is the best way that I've found to do it so far. Is there a better way? Probably. There probably is. And when I find it, I'll change it. But like right now, with my current knowledge, my current understanding, everything I know right now, this is the best way that I've found to do it. And here's why I think that. You know? And then you can take that and think through it for yourself and then make a decision for yourself, right? It's very dangerous to like, just, oh, here's how you do that, here's how you fix this, here's how you... Because I know that when people watch it, they're going to do it without understanding why. And that's where all the problems come, right? So don't just take what the authority figure tells you you should believe and just accept it. Don't just take what they say and accept it as truth. Consider it. Think about it. Does it make sense? And this doesn't just apply to dog training. It applies to every area in life. Like, if you're a kid watching this video, it might be your parents. It might be the government. It might be your teacher. It might be your business consultant. It might be your doctor, right? Anything. And in any of these domains, it's important to come into it looking to learn, open-minded, but also critical and observant. And so to make this actionable for you guys, I've got 3 key takeaways, all right? 3 action items. Number 1, always ask why. When you are interacting with these authority figures, whether it's your dog trainer, whether it's your doctor, whether it's your dog's vet, whether it's your nutrition, whoever, go into it looking to learn and ask them why, right? What you'll often find is once you start digging through the layers, you'll hit something, right? You might stump them at a certain point. And if you get an answer like if you're talking to your dog trainer, well, why do we do this? Or why do you do that and not this? Or why do you believe that? And they hit you with well, it's just because that's how we do it. Oh, it's just because that's what works. Right? You hit something like that, or you might see that they start getting mixed up themselves. Or if they start if they start giving you an answer and explaining it to you in a way that you just like legitimately cannot comprehend, they might be starting to trip themselves up, right? They're all crossed up in their minds. And so by asking why, it gives you a chance to see the clarity of their thinking, where their reasoning is coming from. What is this built on top of? That's what asking why allows you to find out. And eventually, if you ask why enough, you'll eventually hit a first principle, like a fundamental truth, right? And that's a topic for another video though. All right, so always ask why. Go into it looking to learn. Like, go into it like a student. Teach me about this. I'm curious. Let me learn. Let me absorb as much as I can from you as I possibly can. And if they can't articulate it to you in a way that you get, or it's confusing, or they get all crossed up, that's the sign, right? So always ask why. Next step, don't do stuff that you don't understand, okay? This will save you a lot of regret, okay? I've had so many clients like come to me doing things, and when I ask them why they're doing it, it's like, oh, it's because of the trainer. Well, does that make sense? No, it doesn't make sense. I don't even know why I'm doing it. Like, it will save you a lot of regret. Don't do anything that you don't understand. If you're gonna do something with your dog, you should understand why you're doing it. You should understand why you're doing this and not that. You should be able to explain it to someone if they asked you. You should get it. It should make sense. You shouldn't be like trying to memorize what the trainer was telling you to do at the set. It's like, no, it's like you get it, so you do it. And it makes sense, right, to you. You understand it. Now the third tip, okay? So always ask why. Don't do stuff you don't understand. The third tip, trust your gut. If you're asking the trainer why, and they're explaining it to you, and you get it, and you understand it, and it makes sense, but something still feels off, something just doesn't quite feel right about it. You don't know exactly what it is, but it just doesn't feel right. Listen to that. What I found is that oftentimes you can't pinpoint it now with your current understanding. But as you go down, like for example, I've had clients go down the line, and then once they get to this point, then it's like they can look back and be like, oh, that's why that's why it felt weird. That's what I didn't get. That's what I didn't quite see at the time, but they can see it now in hindsight. But sometimes your intuition will alert you to those things early. And so I believe it's important to listen to that. I know sometimes it can lead you in the wrong direction, especially if you're doing this for the first time and you're venturing into the unknown, right? So I think you should be aware of that, but also pay attention to it. Learn to listen to it. I think it's important. It served me very well. So yeah, those are three takeaways, guys. All right? Anyways, bit of a different video. I wanted to say this because I think there are a lot of very, very well-meaning, responsible owners out there who are going into the dog training world because they want the best for their dog, they want to get help, and they're doing the right thing. But they can just become like, it's so easy, like a trainer can just lead you in the complete wrong direction. And it can hurt you and it can hurt your dog. And so I think it's incredibly important to be aware of that going into it. Dog training is no different than any other field. Don't go in blindly trusting the professionals. Go into it with a clear mind, an open mind, a critical mind, and think for yourself. Never outsource your thinking to the professionals. All right, hope this helps. Different video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you haven't yet, go outside and play with your dog. I'll see you guys in the next video.